What is good, YouTube? Warstu here with a video on Godzilla X Kong 3. The MonsterVerse fans are hungry for content. I know I've covered this movie literally 4 times in the last 3 weeks, but the response is good. The plot leaks seem to be somewhat legit based on the fact that the most recent video we did and the video before that came from information that's not really out there. Sure, there is a plot leak, general kind of plot out there, but we've given further context and further prerequisite and actually explained exactly what is going on. So if any of this is true, it tells us that the team behind Legendary's next movie, David Callahan, is somewhat taking on board what the fans want. And with the returning cast Dan Stevens, aka Trapper, we know we're somewhat going to get continuity. But at the same time, some of the fans are really annoyed about Kong's alleged plot within this movie because people just want a dark and gritty Godzilla -1 version in the MonsterVerse. But this is a franchise. We are never going to get a standalone Godzilla movie without Kong appearing. But there are some real positives to the information that has been going around recently. So, yo, what is freaking good, YouTube? Warstu here. If you are new around here, make sure to subscribe to never miss any of the Marvel, DC, Kaiju, MonsterVerse, pop culture-based content that I try to cover on a daily basis. If you are new around here, what the freaking are you doing? Make sure to subscribe. Also, check us out on Instagram, @Warstu, to see the beautiful face behind the beautiful voice. And also, we have subscriptions open on Instagram now if you want to support your boy, if you appreciate what I do. Also, that's turned on the YouTube channel. It's also turned on the Instagram. So support your boy if you want to. Also, check us out on Twitter, WarstuG. Right, let's get into it. So, careful spoilers. So, the general prerequisite that the plot leaks that we've covered over the last few weeks is essentially the government is annoyed with the unbalancing of the Titans, wrecking a bunch of cities with no ramifications. So, the prerequisite is there's going to be some kind of squad that is going to take out Monarch and essentially going to try and subdue the monsters and get rid of them and harness all the resources from Hollow Earth. And the monsters and Godzilla's not really going to be happy with that. That's the prerequisite of the overview of the movie, if these plot leaks are true. Although it comes from a very good source, and I don't believe anyone has the information that we put out. There's different variations of it, but not as in much detail. So a lot of people have taken this plot wrong. They've taken it that it's going to be destroy all monsters. No, this is not the end game. This is not the last movie in the franchise. Although, sure, it does look like it's going to be the government, if you like, taking on the kaiju monsters. No, that's not the case. Although, it does sound like that. And Kong fans are disappointed if it's true because it's underwhelming for Kong, if you like. But Adam Wingard did say that what they did for Kong in Godzilla X Kong, they would be doing for Godzilla in said movie. So, of course, Godzilla will have to have some more of a centric part of said movie. So we know we're going to have these anti-titans, if you like. And I guess you could say, yeah, Mecha-Ghidorah, Mecha-Godzilla, Mecha-Warstu, Gigan, if you like, Destroyah. They could literally introduce anyone they want. What it seems to be from said plot, in my opinion, is they are planting seeds for Destroyah to appear at some point. Now, we know Destroy All Monsters is essentially, you know, the end game for this universe, if you like, and then they could reboot it. Kind of similar to what Marvel were going to do with Avengers Secret Wars. But I don't believe we're anywhere near the end of this franchise, to be honest. But it does seem like it is a rehashed variation of other movies, to be honest. So some Colossus event is going to happen in this movie, which essentially will forge the Titans once again. Godzilla and Kong's army that he's going to inherit will have to overturn to essentially save the day, because it reads like this. Forced into an uneasy alliance for survival, Godzilla and Kong and Earth's monsters must rally together to stand against the overwhelming anti-Titan forces threatened to unleash a sinister weapon empowered by the stolen DNA of the newly hatched Titan egg, with the fate of humanity and its coexistence with the Titans hanging in the balance. So this could be the case where we get Mecha Godzilla again. Why do I say Mecha Godzilla again? Because as we know, we've had Mecha-Godzilla already. And recently in Fortnite, guess who appeared? I mean, children play that game. Not really for me, if you like. But there was Mecha-Godzilla in that, was there not? Quote me if I'm wrong. So we know we've had Mecha-Godzilla before, years ago. And that's realistically where I first started to cover this content. In Godzilla vs. Kong, Mecha-Godzilla was the prime antagonistic. So these anti-titans, it literally could be anybody. Could be Mecha-Godzilla, obviously because that's mechanicized, that's not the last we've seen of that. Could be Mecha-King Ghidorah, that a lot of people want. Could be Warstu. Could be Space Godzilla, that I literally will keep preaching to the choir, that we will get Space Godzilla in the MonsterVerse one day. So the biggest take here is a lot of people want like almost a Godzilla -1 in the MonsterVerse, where we don't necessarily get more human side in this movie, because a lot of people just want the Titans to fight, but we see more of the ramifications of the pure chaos and anarchy and destruction that the Titans will cause, like we got in Godzilla -1. Because let's not forget, the plot, although it is a really good movie, Godzilla -1, released by Toho, the Japanese dub, for me, and we're going through the comments, is the serious tone that we are lacking is realistically the only part where the MonsterVerse is really lacking. So if we went over a plot where it says they're taking inspiration and they somewhat want it to be a more serious tone, then all they've got to do is show the ramifications and have a bit more, you know, empathy in the sense of showing the actual carnage of what is coming, realistically. Destroyer will be the end goal, but realistically, I want Space Godzilla to be the overall villain in the next MonsterVerse movie. Although the plot leak doesn't necessarily say it's Mecha-Ghidorah, Mecha-Godzilla, Mecha-Warstu, it's hinting at some kind of anti-titan that was man-created. So, sure, I think it's going to tease Destroyer, but I don't think Destroyer has to be the overall villain. Now, there is a quote where it says, Project Destroy All Monsters, because the government literally wants to subdue all said monsters. And I know some people in the comments were a little bit disappointed that Shimo is barely going to appear. I don't think Shimo should really appear, realistically, a little bit here and there. You know, she wasn't really massively in the last movie, when you think about it, in terms of the actual screen time. And the same with Mothra. But Mecha-King Ghidorah would be Mecha-Ghidorah would be a pretty cool version. Sure, we need Doug. The new Titan sending Godzilla signals could be none other than Doug. It could literally be anyone, but Godzilla's literally going to run through anything to get to said, signal, whatever said signal could be. So if the plot leak is somewhat true, I believe this could be an absolute anarchy movie and could be absolutely freaking insane. But I don't know. At the same time, people were expecting some kind of Pacific Rim crossover. So we don't know. But Destroyer, it's too early. That is like a Marvel Avengers Endgame level plot, if you ask me. And some people in the comments like, yeah, Warstu keeps making up plot leaks. I'm not, because I keep giving you further context. So we're not necessarily going over plot leak in this video, but I'm telling you how I think they could make the movie better. And realistically, we just need Space Godzilla. And I know it sounds ridiculous, but there's been so many hints to Space Godzilla. I get it. It could just be a licensing thing with Toho, because Legendary have to come to agreement, pay a licensing fee to use different Titans, or they might just make their own Titan up. Some people want to see King Caesar. There's so many villains they could introduce, to be honest. Personally, I want more Godzilla. I don't really need Kong to be in this movie, but, toy sales. They make more money when it's a team-up movie. Do we need the 3 team-up movies in a row? No, we don't. But, because of the Oxygen Destroyer from Godzilla, King of the Monsters 2019, it could be that. Could have mutated. Realistically, if Destroyer appeared, would this be the last movie? No. We could get, a post-credit scene with said Destroyer turning up. They need to gradually tease Destroyer in said movie. So, yeah, I think that's what they need to do, generally. Just bring more human side into it. Make it more savage. And I really like the conversations that some y'all are having down in the comment section. And like I said, I do have a Instagram channel where I do post a lot more stuff there. When we get more context and more information about, the plot leaks and, filming and stuff, We can do more, substantial claimed videos, but at the moment, the plot leaks are obviously just going to be, what if I heard scenario. So like always, guys, let us know, who do you want the villain to be? Of course, I want the villain to be Space Godzilla. But is that going to happen? I don't know. I guess Gigan or Mecha-Ghidorah or Mecha-Godzilla coming back again would make more sense. But I don't know. Let me know that, guys. Let's have a conversation down below. So like always, guys, I will catch you in another video very soon. Catch ya later.